guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. I am not alone. I am joined by the great Hell Hades. And Hades, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, Ash, I'm doing really good. Yeah. How are you, man?
I am fantastic, man. It's my birthday gift to have you collab with me here on the channel. Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
No, we've been chatting. I've already said happy birthday on Twitter, but I haven't said it to your face.
That's all that really matters, man. You got to do it on Twitter or X or whatever, and then that's when it really counts.
Listen, I am too old to pretend that I like you.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to talk because I wanted to get your take. I know that you did a reaction video to my interview with Cirilla. I want to start just by throwing out a topic like right out the bat, right? And that is, did she make a mistake by saying that whatever the heck is coming is going to be, quote, bigger than Doom Tower? I'm sure you saw my reaction in the interview. It was an honest reaction. And I'm like, are you sure you want to say that? You've given me my title right there.
So this is even bigger than the Doom Tower.
Whoa!
It is going to provide a lot of content.
You gave me my title, Cirilla, even bigger than Doom Tower.
Really a lot of content.
Wow.
To conquer.
Holy moly, even bigger than Doom Tower. Wow, you're getting my juices flowing here. This is exciting news. I mean, I think we might agree, or maybe we don't agree, but I think that there's nothing that's ever come close to Doom Tower, frankly, in my estimation.
Honestly, before I watched your video for the first time as I was reacting to it.
Okay. That's always the best way to do it.
My reaction was exactly the same as yours in terms of, are you serious? Like, can you be calling that out? Because Doom Tower has been the best content drop I've seen since I've been playing Raid. Like, in terms of new content I've added to the game, I don't think anything's come close. And honestly, I feel like Doom Tower is so much better than any other tower mode in any of these games that I've played. You know, it's really the pinnacle of what Raid have released. Yeah.
So how the heck are they? Did she? Listen, even if they come up with something amazing, I mean, is it going to be better than the best ever? I mean, it had 8 on Inception. What did it have? 6 bosses or 4? I don't know. But it had
four to start, 6 very soon after that, eventually 8. And they're all interesting bosses, different mechanics. You know, the kind of like scaling of leveling is good. The secret room stuff is okay. Like, it's different. Like, dude, I don't know, man. The rewards are good. It's good content. Like, Doom Tower for me, I was sad when they said we're not going to launch any more bosses for Doom Tower. We're not going to change any rotations, because I just felt like, keep going. Like, this is brilliant content in Doom Tower. This is where this is where they should have focused instead of, you know, Iron Twins and whatever. All those other
I know. So do you think it's going to be? I mean, we have no clue what it's going to be. I think I'm just going to be real with you. First of all, I'm amazed and happy that she said, and I've tried to play live arena in the background. Little side note, never play live arena on collabs, because I'm like trying to concentrate on drafting and stuff. My bad. Dude, I think she made a mistake. I mean, I'm thrilled that she did it on my channel, and she did it. And it's
great thumbnail and all that. Yeah. As soon as I saw the thumbnail, I was like, what is this?
Right? It made for a great thumbnail, a great video. But man, I'm always a fan in life of setting expectations low. Like, I would even like, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but like, even dating a girl back in the day, a new girl, I'd be like, you know, I'm pretty much the worst guy ever at anything. I'm the worst kisser. I'm the worst, whatever. You know?
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, they can only do better, right?
It's like, wow, you're amazing. What are you talking about? You know?
Yeah.
I am just a general fan in life of setting expectations nice and low, and then coming in and exceeding them.
Like, if we're looking through the game, there's nothing obvious left that they can use. Okay, so you know, the dungeon map is full. The clan boss, we know we've got the great void, but they've said that's not what it is. That's definitely not what it's going to be.
No.
Which means that it's going to be a whole new area in the game. You know, is it going to be something similar to Doom Tower? Is it going to be another kind of like multiple boss encounter? Is it going to be maybe faction led, but with this kind of like multi-boss encounter? I just can't think, honestly.
It's
because they've also said it's not the Guild Wars, right? So it's not.
No.
They said Guild Wars is coming. That's not what it is. Man, I just do not know the direction, because this is coming this year. This is soon.
Yeah.
And we've not seen anything.
nothing, no leaks, nothing on this thing. So let me ask you, how did your audience respond to your reaction of the I kind of cringe asking this because you never know, and I feel like people at this point, I mean, let's face it, people are a bit jaded, you know, when it comes to expectations and delivery of Plarium. So two-part question. Selfishly, did people think I did a bad job? Or a good job?
On the interview?
Yeah, on the interview. There were some questions that some feedback I got that some things I should have asked, like, I should have asked about Taurus and Marichka. I should have asked about no 20x or whatever 30x champions because of the champion pool, you know. So what did your audience think of it? You know, mainly more about the content, less about me. I'm kind of kid, but
not really.
Yeah. Well, I guess in terms of you, I'll give you that. I've done these interviews as well, right? And you could ask whatever question you want. It doesn't mean you will get an answer. Like there's definitely a lot of stuff that they just straight up won't answer. So I've been there, and I've been on the other end of like, oh my god, what a terrible interview! You didn't ask this. It's like maybe I did, and maybe it just didn't get through to the video.
That's true.
But anyway, in terms of some of the stuff that she's kind of like spoken about, you know, what's coming through. I think the community is quite jaded. They're jaded with the Mythical release. They're jaded with the price of some of the kind of shards that go alongside that. Feels like there's a shard event on every day. Like all these type of things are really kind of like just, the community are not in a good place in terms of their voice right now. There's a lot of noisy people that are upset. So I think there was a lot of focus, honestly, on that, and not so much on what this could be. It was more a case of, are they stringing us along rather than we can't wait for the new feature. So for me, they really do need to give us that kind of like, what's next? This is the great feature as soon as possible. You know, like if it's coming this year, well, we're already in October. This patch, but like they did the what's next video, and I thought I was going to be reacting to this great new feature, right? And at the end of it, I'm like, oh, it was kind of like plan insignias, and it was all stuff which is okay, but there was nothing in there which was.
Are you excited about clan insignias, Hades? I gotta ask.
I mean, not really. Honestly, not really.
Me neither.
Not for me.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of it's a little bit of a lame one. I mean, it is what it is, but okay. So the audience overall cynical, because I read some of the comments too.
Yeah, that's a great word for it. I think they're just a bit kind of like, look, have we heard it all before? And
how do you feel?
Well, I tend to be quite positive in mindset. Okay, so I take better than Doom Tower as well. It's got to be good. It's got to be good, and we need a new content drop that is good. I just hope they're thinking it through in terms of it doesn't need to be a specific champion to do the content. It doesn't need to be
Mythicals, right?
Super end game, incredibly difficult content. Like that actually isn't always the best way. Having something which scales up nicely, like normal Doom Tower goes into hard Doom Tower, right? So anyone, if you've been playing the game for a month, you could have a go at normal early level Doom Tower, and actually you feel like you're progressing through something. Whereas some of these game modes in my free to play series, like I don't touch the Sand Devil, I don't touch Phantom's Grove, like, I don't touch the Iron Twins. It just like it's pointless for anyone who's played the game for less than a year really to go into any of those areas. So I'm hoping that it also welcomes players of all levels in terms of what they're going to do. I really hope that. What about you? What do you think?
No, I mean, I feel the same. I mean, first of all, I mean, two thoughts. Number one is I'm more excited about, I mean, it's hard to say more excited when I have no idea what the heck we're talking about in terms of the new update. But I'm still more excited about Clan Wars than I am about anything else. Because I mean, that's what I said this in the interview. I feel like I'm a broken record here, but I think that could extend the lifespan of the game dramatically, especially if it's a robust feature and it's done right and everything. And I think that they should delay until they get it right. Not delay, but I think they should wait till they get it right, because the worst thing possible for this game would be to institute Clan Wars and it sucks, or it's not fair, or it's a whale fest or whatever. People would leave in droves, dude. Like that would be the worst. And I mean, I said it, a few times, but like I feel like the game is rather stale right now with no big update. I mean, we've gotten Iron Twins, Phantom Grove, and whatchamacallit, Sand Devil, which again is like they're all fine and well. You can love them or hate them, but they're nothing's crazy, big, exciting. Like that's, if you're anything like me, and I imagine that most of your audience probably feels the same way. It's just like, you kind of outgrow those, or they lose their luster of being new in like days, not weeks or months, Where Doom Tower, to your point, man, that was a year worth of excitement, content, refining teams, going up in stages. It was beautiful. So I think that the new update needs to be, I mean, it's hard not to compare. She put the words Doom Tower out there. It's hard not to say that I want another damn tower with another 500 floors.
Yeah.
One thing I love about Doom Tower, and I'm not sure if everybody feels the same way on this one, but one thing I love about it is, even though to your point, you don't need specific champions, I agree, but I actually like that there's like rare only secret rooms, epic only, because I think that gives you,
Make sure you use your roster.
Use your roster, you don't want to just use 4 champions for everything, and if you don't have those champions, feel super pissed off, right? And if you do have those champions, so like, I like that. I want them to continue down that personally. I want them to continue to where we have to, I don't want it to be too restrictive. Like, you can only use 3 champions that you have or whatever, but I like having a viability to actually use and upgrade rare champions that you maybe upgraded and haven't used in a long time. So I love that. She said there's going to be a ton of, she said it's going to be big, like bigger than Doom Tower, meaning that the amount of content. Doom Tower, to your point, is 8 bosses, dude, and 120 or 240 floors, depending if you. So what could even be bigger than that, dude?
Well, this is what I'm wondering, and I'm thinking, like, what else do we need in the game? Because honestly, there's, if it's more gear sets, we don't need more gear sets right now. If it's, it's basically, it's a book farm. That's all I can think of that isn't covered in current gameplay. And, they've obviously had the chance to do that a number of times already, and they decided not to do it because, they feel like there's enough ways to farm books, all that type of stuff. So I'm really I'm baffled around what it could be as the reward as well, and maybe it's focused towards the mythical side of things, primal shard.
How much in your mind is reward versus content? Just on the personal. Like, if it's really cool bosses like Doom Tower, but rewards are meh. Are you like, what do you care about more?
I'd rather have really fun content. That's for me.
Me too.
And I think. We've both been playing the game quite a while now. True. So there is a bit of playing boss for me stale, like you say. For me, a lot of the game modes, I've just played them a ton. So there is this element of a new player that starts playing Raid today doesn't have that feeling, and therefore playing boss is still fresh, faction boss is fresh, and there's a lot to do. So Raid can only go really so far in terms of additional modes before the new player is just kind of like, I haven't got a clue what is going on, which is a tough thing as well, honestly. Yeah, it really is. Which is why I think Guild Wars is certainly something which I'm really looking forward to. If they do it well, to your point, it could definitely add that longevity to the game. If I think back to Clash of Clans, I played that game. I know you played it more than I did, but I played that game probably a year longer than I ever would have done, just because I love the Guild Wars. I didn't want to let my guild down. I got really into. I got to the point where I was the guy watching YouTube videos around. Okay, how do I do this balloon attack? How do I beat this particular base? How do I set up a really cool base? I was a guy who was kind of like
you were
out there looking.
Just say you were a modder.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is or no?
I don't know what that is. I don't.
Okay, it was like cheaters. It's some hardcore players that would practice an attack for hours and get it perfectly, and then essentially record it. Anyway.
Okay.
Inside Clash of Clans joke.
Yeah.
Jack, I don't know what we're talking about.
What I would do is I'd practice this attack on like my mates, plans bases and stuff.
Yeah.
But then when it came to the actual war, I was like, I just can't seem to get this balloon one going.
yeah, the pressure got to you.
I loved hogs. I was doing hogs. I was doing like electro dragons, but the balloon ones, I was just like, what the hell? Why can't I do it?
This is the point, though. This is the point I was trying to like make earlier, is that feeling of the pressure of the whole clan watching you, and like that's what gets you excited to play the game, you know, and that's what this game is missing. So I am with you. I'm more excited about Clan Wars, but with Cirilla's bold statement of bigger than Doom Tower, I'm also very excited about that. Suffice it to say, call me a sucker, call me whatever you want. I couldn't have hoped for a better, listen, she could have overhyped, and I would argue she did, but I'm thrilled. I can't wait. I'm because I feel like, you know, even super selfishly, I don't know how it's been with you, but I feel my audience, I'm getting more and more of those comments, Hades, that are like, I don't play the game, but I watch it every day, Ash. And I'm like, thank you. But crap.
But we want people that play still.
I don't want my whole audience not to play the game, dude. You know. So anyway, that's my thing. Any final thoughts? We're gonna continue this conversation a little bit differently on your channel, so I will link that for folks out there that you can watch both videos. But any final thoughts on what's to come? Or actually, let me instead of, if you have final thoughts, I'll take them. But I want to ask you a couple quick rapid fire hot button things. Would you do a epic empowerment if you were in charge? Would you do epic empowerment? Epic
empowerment, I think's basically a no-brainer. Yes.
Okay.
I don't see a reason why you wouldn't do that. Yep.
Okay. Let's get a little more difficult then. When you nerf Taurus and Marichka.
100% I would. Yeah.
Okay.
I would. I know we spoke about it in a different video, right? And I was like, doesn't need to be massive nerfs. So just tweaks. Yes.
Are you for or against the Corpulent Cadaver nerf?
I am for the nerf.
Okay. And
where are you on that, just quickly?
I have a video going live yesterday at the time of this recording talking about this. And I actually referenced one of your videos in it, where your clan boss video, where people were up in arms about like, dude, you can use a Corisia, but not Corpulent Cadaver. But I am also for it because I think that, listen, I don't want to nerf it into oblivion, Corpulent Cadaver. But even a Corpulent Cadaver team can out damage by like 500 times double a Corisia team, which is fine. Which is fine that they're both viable. Like I'm okay with it out damaging, but trillions of damage or hundreds of billions, it upsets the balance. I feel like, you know, and I think there ought to be more viable free to play friendly teams out there as well. And I'm sure you agree. You know,
I'm totally for there being diversity of teams. I love when rares get a spotlight and they do something cool, but they can't be 20, 30, 40, 50 times better than a whole team of Void Legendaries, which is in insane gear. Like, it just can't work that way. It's just, for game balance, it's completely dumb. So, it was the right thing. Whether the nerf is right or not, it's very hard to know until you see it actually come into the game.
True.
It feels like it's it feels like they've done that whole like, this will no longer work, which I'm hoping is not the case, but
we'll see. I don't know either, but you know, some people are saying it won't be that bad. We'll still be able to put out like easy 1 keys, you know, which is you know, I don't know.
If it can, then that's cool.
Have you ever opened a Primal Shard?
I've opened one. I've never bought
freebies.
One.
Have you released a video, a shard opening video with Primals?
No, I have not.
Neither have I. When will you buy and/or release a shard opening video with Primals?
So if the Primal price is about the same as a Void or slightly more than a Void, that's my level on Primals.
Did that last buff to the price or nerf to the price? I don't know what to call it. Did that entice you at all or no?
No, not at all. No.
Okay. I'm a same boat on pretty much everything. I've never also bought or opened, but I will do a video if they're after the reduction in price. When they open it, when they do a 2-time event, you know, when they do a mythical 2-time event, you know? Because then, like, I just want to be real, like, you know, like, and I appreciate and applaud however anybody feels about this, but like everybody has their own threshold of like, okay, this to me would make sense, and to me, if I actually get a 2x, not on the stupid epics and legendaries, but the mythicals, why we want the shard, then I'm like, okay, I'll open the ones I have, and if there's a really enticing special offer, maybe I'll consider. But until then, and it sounds like they have no immediate plans to do that, until then I'll be hoarding my Primals.
Let me just counter with another question then. Have you found a mythical champion that makes sense with 2 forms yet?
Dude, I've never played a mythical champion, bro. I didn't make any test server content on them at all, so I am totally speaking out of my ass here. But I'll tell you this. Airbase, is that how you say it? Air bias, the stone thorn. Because we don't have by the way, at the time of this recording, at least we don't have the Halloween or anything like that in the game. She looks like she could be pretty cool.
She could be cool. I've not played with her directly. Her kits, but what I'm finding with these champions is I'm looking at them saying, okay, in this form in isolation, is this a cool legendary or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
This form in isolation, is it a cool legendary? But I'm not really seeing any of them so far as like, I want both their forms. And that's, I guess they can't be super OP, but like, that's the point of a mythical is like, surely I'm flipping between forms because it's like, bam, I've done this form's done my wave control and all my damage or whatever. And then bam, this form is then doing work on the boss,
or whatever,
you know, or supporting my team or whatever. But I feel like because they're trying to make sure they're not super OP, which is probably right. Okay, let's be honest. But they're just not quite doing it. You know, got one form scaling from one stat, another form scales in another stat, so their builds become super hard to deal with. I don't know, man. I just feel like at the minute, price points aside and all that type of stuff, I don't think they've nailed the concept yet, and I'm sure they will. They're very early on, but
Do you
at the
have
moment,
any?
not quite. No.
Okay, me neither. I will say my final thought, it kind of ties into our earlier conversation as well. My final thought on mythicals are, I really hope, but I think I'm probably wrong, that whatever this new massive content isn't going to be like Phantom's Shogun in the sense of like, listen, like if there's extra utility that mythicals can bring to the table that makes sense to your point, like, oh, this is great for waves, this is great for whatever, I'm cool with that, you know? But if all the bosses are going to be like, mythical champions do 100% extra damage, or like, I'll be pissed, you know? Like that's...
Everyone will be. If I tell you what, if you're watching this raid... Don't do that.
Do that. Seriously,
because we get a lot more of those comments saying, I used to play this game.
Man. Because that's the crappy thing about the Awakened thing in the Shogun's Grove is like, if they're 6-star Awakened, doesn't matter who they are, they're gonna do good, you know? Like, I don't like that. It's too, to me, that's too myopic, a way to take advantage of a brand new feature that could be compelling, you know? Give them natural synergy and utility without having to add a stupid cheesy like, oh, they just do 1,000,000 times more damage, ha ha ha, you know, or whatever. Anyway, hey, with that, let's go continue this conversation on your channel. Thanks again for joining me, man. Appreciate it.
Cheers, man. Appreciate
All right, guys, that's going to do it. I'll have the link to the next video on Hades' channel in the description below. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.